Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video art tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to do these weaves written in front of me, and all that I'm using are things that I was able to find and make around the house. So the loom that I'm using is a cardboard loom that I made by cutting a piece of cardboard off of a big box and then cutting these notches at regular intervals in my cardboard piece on both sides. So that's how I made my cardboard loom. And then to string it, I just wrap the string in each notch all the way around the board. Then I have some scissors, and I also made t-shirt string. There's a specific way to cut a t-shirt, an old t-shirt, to make t-shirt string. You can find videos on how to make t-shirt string pretty easily. So I'll just give you a brief explanation about how I'm going to run through the video. I'll start with a plain weave. I'll start showing you guys how to do the plain weave, which is a simple over, under every string. And then I'll move to the basket weave, which is over 2 strings, under 2 strings, over 2 strings, under 2 strings. And then I will go to the braid weave, which is this right here, and it looks a little bit different. It's easier for me to explain that to you by showing it to you. There's not a simple like over under method, but yes. And then the final one is going to be the Riah Weave, which creates these tassels, these fringe on our tapestry. So this is the fringe created by the Riah. This is also fringe created by the Riah Weave. The first weave that I'll teach you is the plain weave. I'm going to start at the top here on the left of my weaving and show you how to start doing that. I just have my ball to the left here, and I'm going to stretch it out so I have some string in front of me. And then I'll start doing the plain weave, which is an over, under method. So I just go over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, just like that. And then once you have it how you want, you have some string over here to keep working with, you push it down onto your weaving. And then wherever, if you want to go all the way to the end, you can, and then double back. I am going to go to about here and double back using my plain weave, so you can watch me as I do that. Moving on to the basket weave. Like I said before, the basket weave is over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2. So I'll start doing that. I'll go under the first 2 with my string, pull some through, over the second 2, under, over 2, under 2, just like that. So it's just like the plain weave, except for you are doing over 2, under 2. And then when you come back around, you're going to do it opposite, just like what you would for the plain weave. So I see that I went under these 2 right here, so I will go over them and under the next 2. Here you can see my plain weave next to my basket weave. Moving on to the braid weave. I've started doing the braid weave right here in my pink, and the braid weave allows you to have a slightly more uplifted texture because it's very loose and it uses a lot more string. So I've stopped right here, and I'm going to show you right here how to move on using the braid weave. So what you do is you kind of grab it like this. This is the string that I'm going to be wrapping it around. Pull your edge of your string through there, and then pull it all the way through so that you've created basically a knot around this string. But what you do is you just leave it very loose and then move on to the next string. So I'll do that again for you. So I bring it over so that this is my loose string and this is my string that's connected to my weaving, and then I push it underneath that string, grab it with my other hand, and pull it through. And then I just simply pull it tighter and leave it pretty loose. So now I'm to the point where I'm going to come back the other direction. And I'm actually going to want to switch to the opposite way of doing things for this next part, if that makes sense. So anything that I was doing with my left hand, I'm going to now do with my right hand. So I'm going to loop it over so that my extra string is over in my right hand, and I'm going to pull it underneath with my left hand. And then I just let it lay loose like that, and then I move on to the next string, and we're doing the same thing, just a little bit opposite. At this point, I'm going to teach you guys how to do the Riah Weave. So for the Riah Weave, you're actually going to have to cut pieces of your string into shorter segments. So I'm going to start doing that a little bit, cutting them all about this length. Once I have some of these cut to the length that I want beside me, I can start doing the Riah Weave. So starting on the edge here, what I would do is lay it over top of 2 strings and pull underneath and through on the left, and then underneath and through on the right. Once you do that, you can tug it tight, just so. And then you move to the next 2 strings. So these 2 strings I've done, and now I'm going to move to the next 2, including one from the last that I've just done. So I lay it over top, and then I pull the string from both sides around and into the middle, and then I tug it tighter on the bottom. Then I move to the next string, lay it on top, pull it through and under each side, and then tug it down tighter. And as I keep doing that, I will get more and more fringe, and you can keep making more rows. And lastly, what I want to show you is a variation of the Riah Weave. So what you're going to do for this variation of the Riah Weave, which is creating loops, you just need a piece of string like this laying across you. I have my ball of yarn connected to it on my left side here. And what you do to start off on a side is double up your string just a little bit like that. Lay it over top of your 2 strings just like you would with the Riah Weave, what we've just done. And pull it through, pull your loop through in your right finger, and then another loop through with your left hand, and push down. This is a simple variation of creating loops with the Riah Weave. And then the end effect will be a bunch of loops, and you can make longer ones or shorter ones. I did not use that on this weaving. Thanks for creating with me today, and good luck on your own tapestries.